Angela, product growth marketer, somewhere between caffeine highs and retention lows. Welcome back to Anchor, where surviving the platform wars counts as innovation. Let's begin. The world is a Colosseum, all of us chasing carrots in the capital game. 1. Opening, awareness versus cage. If no one tells you the cage exists, you move along with the social framework, never questioning its edges. If someone points out the cage, you feel drained, caught between awareness and fatigue. You try to rise, and others trapped in the same system throw words sharp enough to cut. You push back. Resistance only brings harsher blows. In the end, you submit and become one of them. 2. Historical anchor bred in circuses. Juvenal, a Roman poet around 100 CE, wrote, "Give people bread and circuses, and they will forget politics." This phrase, panem et circenses, criticized how the populace, once active in civic duties, had become passive, desiring only food and entertainment. Emperors used free grain and public spectacles to maintain control and distract the masses from political issues. 3. Modern product. In the office, a designer kept scrolling through their app's feed. She frowned.
Nobody is active.
The product lead looked up and said,
"Add badges for every small action, make scores visible, push the top 1% higher."
By evening, notifications filled phones, screenshots spread, and users tapped and refreshed without pause.
We should boost these posts for more reach.
Marketer suggested. A junior engineer whispered to his friend.
Users cannot stop chasing it.
The friend shrugged.
Look at the feeds. Everyone is glued to notifications, chasing every little badge and point.
Behavioral patterns and system design. This whole setup runs on how people naturally behave. When something feels scarce, when ranks are visible, or when small rewards pop up, people react almost the same way every time. The system is built to grab attention, push comparison, and trigger habits you don't even notice forming. Designers do more than launch features. They build incentives that grab your wants and turn them into loops you keep running through. The analogy with the Colosseum runs deeper. Spectators once sat in tiered seats, cheering, fearing, hoping. Modern platforms reproduce this structure digitally. The top tier receives visibility and recognition. The middle tier strives for incremental advancement. The lower tier consumes content, participates minimally, but is drawn into loops that extend attention. Every action, every tap, every share reinforces the system. Behavioral economics perspective. Behavioral economics explains the power of intermittent rewards. Humans overvalue immediate signals. Platforms exploit this, offering inconsistent points, badges, or notifications that stimulate dopamine-driven cycles. System design converts small, frequent rewards into long-term engagement. People who are just watching the feed often end up taking action themselves, tapping, posting, or chasing points. Once they act, they rarely realize that every click and post strengthens the system they are part of. Social and structural effects. Platforms mirror the Colosseum not only structurally but socially. Comparison breeds desire. Desire manifests as competition. Competition escalates stress, reinforces attention loops, and strengthens social hierarchy. Users become both audience and performer. Every tap, post, or badge affects how others see them and how they feel about themselves. Even when they know the system is designed to manipulate, the demands of the job and the emotional pull keep them engaged. 7. Colosseum as stage. The gladiatorial games worked as a way to control collective emotion. Crowds cheered, feared, and hoped, guided by the structure of the arena. People got trained by the system, performing or being fed in routines that normalized participation. Individuals became tools the system needed, following the expectations of sponsors, emperors, and the watching audience. Users compete for visibility, post for status, and feed the metrics that keep the system running. Startups chasing investor returns often tweak the system in ways that take away real benefits from users. Every action reinforces the structure while giving the sense of choice. Small digital rewards replace bread, and public applause replaces the roars of the arena. Designers keep an eye on how people behave and tweak incentives as they go. Users get caught in patterns without noticing how their actions keep the system running. Seeing how absurd it is does not make anyone stop. Everyone is both performing and watching at the same time, and that's just part of how the system works. With beat, internal equilibrium, and freedom, we are all part of this arena. Trying not to take part in the system feels unrealistic. Users who know how the system works and keep their balance can join in without getting eaten up. They notice the small nudges, the notifications, and the leaderboards pushing them to act. They know which signals matter and which are just noise. Finding this balance does not mean ignoring the system. It means participating on your own terms. Some choose to engage selectively, responding when the reward or recognition aligns with their priorities. Others step back for a moment, observing how incentives shape behavior, and then return with a strategy rather than blind participation. Awareness does not make the system disappear, but it changes the way users interact with it. They still tap, post, and compete, but the stakes feel different because they are conscious of what drives their own actions. Being aware turns participation into a choice instead of a compulsion. Users see the patterns, the loops, and the hierarchy, and they can navigate them without losing themselves. In this way, freedom exists not outside the arena, but inside it, shaped by understanding rather than escape. 9. 7 Sins of Modern Platforms. In the meeting room, the team went over engagement metrics.
We need users to bring in more people. Posts have to reach other platforms.
We set up recommendation systems and give more visibility to users who follow them.
Doesn't that kind of punish the others?
Fastest way to get results.
Carrots in these systems are more than just points or badges. Each small reward signals progress and triggers a hit of satisfaction. Users start noticing patterns, learning what earns a carrot and what doesn't. Even tiny incentives feel meaningful, and that sense of meaning drives repeated action. These small rewards shape behavior in predictable ways. Users adjust their actions to get the next carrot, sometimes reshaping their routines, priorities, or social interactions. Designers place them strategically, knowing how much effort people will put in for just a little recognition. Carrots transform simple interactions into habits, and habits into ongoing engagement loops that feel natural and even necessary. And yourself
Good
down.
horse.
Cool. Most great products start right there. If you survive this dispatch without mental breaks, Anchor sends caffeine. Recommend this colony log to your fellow survivors.